Hey, I have a quick question. Is it bukkake if it's not just your face? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast that would like to remind you that it is explicit and not for children. Please welcome our very special guest.
She is an actor, and comedian, a clown, a teacher based in Los Angeles. You might have seen her on TV shows like Shameless, and if you live out in LA, you might have seen her in clubs, comedy clubs and theaters all over the city. She also sometimes performs at Renaissance fairs as part of the Washing Well Wenches, which is where I met her. Please welcome Erin Callahan.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
Oh, we're so glad you're here.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be on a podcast that's not for children because as a 5 foot tall person, I am still sometimes mistaken for a child. So it's nice to be recognized as an adult. Thank you.
It's true. Now, I did have to think about sending the invite to you before that. I was like, well, she's 5 feet tall.
Is she an actual baby?
Is this
right.
Is this appropriate?
Is
no,
her
it's
brain
totally
developed? Yeah.
Oh, it's extremely developed. I'm very familiar with your work. Now, I alluded to something before the record, and that is that you and we met 12 years ago.
Wow.
At the King Richard's Fair in Carver, Massachusetts, and I still tell people to this day that I saw 3 of the best performers that I ever saw at that fair, and you were one of them, along with your good friend Marion.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
No,
Marion's
thank you.
The best.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
I remember when we were packing up for the last day of that, and we were, connecting and exchanging social media stuff. She was like, "No, thank you," and I was like, "I respect that."
Oh my God, I'm gonna give her so much shit for that. I guarantee she won't remember that, and she'll.
I know she will, and
mortified.
I knew what she meant by it. The third, I am still friends with the third, and that is Jack Lepiards, aka Jacques the Whipper. We have remained friends for these years. So I'm glad that we have managed to stay connected tangentially, and now we can spring all of this wonderful smutty goodness onto you here on the show. So, like I said, do you use the phrase multi-hyphenate?
Sure.
Yeah. You're a multi-hyphenate. What is the clowning? What do you do in regards to being a clown?
Well, so, I would even say that the Wench show, the Washing Well Wenches really is ultimately a clown show.
I would argue
right?
that's all
clown.
Yeah,
100%. But since I moved to LA, I really embraced the local LA clown scene is actually like a really very special kind of magical
local LA
I know
clown
that
scene.
sounds so I hated myself as I said it. I was
amazing.
like, oh God, it's like can a sniper just take me out right now? Like, who the fuck is this person?
What sounds worse, the local LA clown scene or a white guy saying, "I've got 2 podcasts"?
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
You do have 2 podcasts.
At least yours has an air of creativity to it and fun and playfulness. To me, it just sounds like I just love to hear the sound of my own voice, and I don't.
And like you have a lot of grievances.
Exactly. And again,
Right.
Well, I guess all my grievances are baseball related, which are on the baseball podcast. Now, I something that I've always been fascinated by that you've done is that you trained. I can't remember the name of the theater, but it's through Harvard, correct? It's the American
Repertory Theater. Yes.
Yes, and you were in Moscow.
I was. Wow, Carl,
Training.
you really brought the research. You really brought the background.
Well, this is what happens when you work on somebody's Instagram for a decade.
I love that so much. No, so I was in Russia in like 2014 or so for a semester. It was really fascinating and bizarre and instructional and beautiful and terrible. And yeah. It was fascinating stuff.
John Bernthal also attended the same program.
He did.
And he said something to me that was fascinating. I'd like your input on it. And that is, you wouldn't think that, but over in Russia, like they genuinely, like they have statues erected for writers and actors and poets. Like they genuinely value and like the work
they do
of the theater. Would you say that's
That is true.
Assessment?
At the same time, many of those people for whom the statues were erected were murdered by the government. So it's kind of like, column A, column B, like, all right. I mean, yeah, no, they do have they have a very literary culture. They have a very, it's just from my perspective, it's a very stratified society. I mean,
oh yeah,
Moscow and St. Petersburg are two of the most highly cultured, wealthiest cities in the world, and then like the rest of the country is just like dirt roads and no power. And like we took the train past all of these villages that just have they're just nothing. I mean, they're all cooking over open fires outside, and like they just have no money at all. They have no money. They have no education. Sorry, wow, such a downer.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, that's my fault for asking. You gave an honest answer, but that's why I'm going to hand it over to my wife.
Well, first of all, I want to just point out Carl's very casual name drop.
I know. I
One
noticed
time,
that too.
Actor John Bernthal, you know, the famous guy. He told me because I had a conversation with him.
Did it sound like did I say it?
No, when did you talk to John Bernthal?
Well, I talked to him at a con like 8 years ago. But not about that. He said that on Hot Ones.
Oh, no, because you said he told you specifically.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, you
did
sat down and had a
phrase it.
conversation with John Bernthal
okay.
about Russia?
Thank you both for calling me out on that. There is a story wherein I did have a lengthy conversation with John Bernthal. That was at a con many years ago before he was John Bernthal. He was the guy who got shot in the second episode of Walking Dead. It was like 2013.
Was it when we went to Kentucky?
It was when we went to Kentucky.
Yes. Yeah, about 2013.
Yeah, 2013, 2014. He was at a con. It was like a whole row of Walking Dead people that were not really...
Oh, my God. Was this the time I walked away from you for a while and you met, like... John Bernthal, Jason Momoa, fucking
Michael
Rooker,
yeah.
like 5 people. You all had a conversation about lifting weights because you're a bunch of degenerates who love heavy objects.
Yeah, that's how I started talking to John Bernthal. I said the word deadlift. Jason Momoa came over.
Oh my God!
And then Michael Rooker came over and started making.
You summoned Momoa.
And then
by mentioning deadlifting.
That's apparently you just say deadlift.
Just say the word deadlift in an open area. He'll just walk. How much can you bench?
What's up, bro? But then
Bruh.
after about 3 or 4 minutes of that, Michael Rooker came over to make fun of all 3 of us for giving a shit.
Incredible.
Well, because he's Michael Rooker. Like, Michael Rooker could kill you by looking at you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't want to make it sound... So thank you both for correctly pointing out that I did not have this conversation with John Bernthal, and that it was an excellent way to segue out of that slight dark moment there. And do not feel bad that you gave an honest answer, and that's what we're here for.
Well,
but,
and for the record, I love John Bernthal, and I love how much he loves talking about his experience in Russia, because he is a great champion of that program and how creatively stimulating it was, and it really was. I mean, it was just an intensely creative period of my life. So yeah.
But you'd be remiss if you didn't point out that there is a massive dichotomy between the haves and the have-nothings.
Yes, it's a mind fuck, and they will just sweep snow off the roof of like 10-story buildings, and then like chunks of the building will go with it, and they'll just like fall in front of you, and then some guy on the roof, like as you're walking along, and then some guy on the roof will be like shrug his shoulders and be like, "Do not walk here, is dangerous." Like after you almost got hit by a chunk of falling building. So, yeah.
You do not know better. It's your fault.
Yes.
Is not my problem. Yeah. When I lived in Boston in '97, and that was back when there was a brief period where panes of glass were falling out of the Hancock building.
Whoa.
There was something going on where, like, it didn't happen like on a daily basis, but it happened a couple of times, and everybody was like, yeah, just don't. Maybe don't.
Welcome to Boston. Don't walk too close to the big building.
Stay
There's
inside.
fucking glass everywhere. Stay the fuck away from there.
Jesus.
So I said that you come here for honest answers. That's not what you come to this podcast for. You
No.
come to this podcast for the filthy,
Yes.
filthy smut. And boy fucking howdy.
Oh, my God.
So we are in the middle of Spooky Smuttober
Yes,
here
we are.
at Smutco Industries. And when I said... very early in the show when we said we wanted guests, your name was one of the first that popped into my brain because I've seen your comedy on Instagram. I know you're very funny. seen you perform. And then Kate was like, how do you think she would feel about this? And I said, let me message her immediately. And then I did. So with that, I'm going to hand the reins over to our smut steward,
That's
Katie.
me. I am here to shepherd you through the field of smut. Do you read smut? Have you read smut? Do you know anything about the world of the erotic romance novel?
Only sort of vaguely. I mean, I think, when I was in like high school, I probably read like a handful of fan fiction of things.
Sure.
Online.
Mm-hmm. That's the gateway for most people.
Yeah, but for me, it wasn't really a gateway. That was sort of where it stopped. But I mean,
Right.
I tried to read. I forced myself to read the first Twilight book, and then I tried to read part of like 50 Shades, and I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it.
Okay, so the thing about either Twilight or 50 Shades, although I love them both. They are trash. They are trash novels. They're garbage, and I love them to death. In the same way that people love The Room.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love them
100%.
so much, but I recognize that they are made of garbage. And
Oh, hi, Edward.
fucking hell.
I need a Twilight The Room crossover
That's so
stat.
good.
I need
So
Tommy
good.
Wiseau to be the
That actually
the-
sounds
the
amazing. Yes.
That actually
the
does sound
patriarch of a family of
sounds-
vampires.
Oh my
Amazing.
god, that would be so good. So most of the smut that we read on this show is independently published by independent authors through Kindle or any other independent publishing system. It's filthy, dirty, rotten to the core, fantastic, good stuff. So today I will be regaling you with the story of Monster Mash by Latrexa Nova. It is part of her 13 Kinks collection. There are several short stories in this collection, including the greatest name of a book I maybe have ever seen. It's called Mummy, Sorry, Mummy, Sorry, Mummy. It's it's an erotic mummy romance.
Oh my god.
But she said she wrote it at the peak of the mommy sorry like meme that was happening on TikTok a couple of years ago. And I just think it's the funniest thing that ever.
Wait. I'm sorry. The
all of her
title
stuff is so funny.
The title has multiple repetitions in it, though.
Yes, it does.
That sounds like the title's having a stroke. Like
It does.
The parenthetical is, does anyone else smell burnt toast?
Yeah, right.
Mummy, sorry, Mummy, sorry, Mummy, sorry. Do you smell burnt toast?
Oh yeah.
By Latrexa Nova.
By
amazing.
Latrexa Nova. Yeah. So this one is available for $2.99 or through Kindle Unlimited. It is 45 pages. It is an erotic novella. It is not technically what I would call a romance novel because it does not end with with any like happily ever after coupling up. It's more like an erotic short story.
An erotic happening.
An erotic happening.
I appreciate your attention to genre classification, RE, the Shakespearean definition of a comedy versus tragedy. This is
I am nothing if not.
This is very academic.
Thorough.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The romance community loves their microgenres
We
and
do.
subgenres.
We do.
Okay.
Our tropes, our subgenres. Like there are corners of this is romance is the largest single genre of literature in the United States, like largest selling, especially now that the independent market is so much bigger. Anybody can write, and most of, as far as I can tell, most of what's available on Kindle Unlimited is romance, is erotic romance. We are huge. So if you have a specific like kind of thing you like to read, there's a bunch of it. But you're not going to really see anybody who's over on the other side of the room reading a completely different thing. It's very broad. So our subgenres are needed to just keep everybody in their corners, happily reading what they want to read. So for this one, we're gonna start with our trigger warnings, as we always do. So this one, trigger warnings for magic and use of magic, sentient objects, multiple partners, a massive orgy, come play, pain play, flogging, BDSM, emission control, bukkake, and so much more.
You can still back out.
No, I'm a little, when you said Monster Mash, my brain immediately was like necrophilia.
Oh.
So that's, no. But all of this other stuff is great. It's all great.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. We don't read anything that doesn't involve explicit consent, so necrophilia wouldn't
that
really
makes
be on
sense.
the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touche.
All right. So let's begin our story, shall we? Our female main character, or FMC, her name is Tempest Blackwood, Witch of the Ninth Order, the Scream of the North.
Wow. And we're off.
God bless her.
Wow.
I love her. She also calls herself the Hollow Queen, but I'm sorry. I can't. We already read a book called The Hollow Queen. Annabelle Williams is the Hollow Queen. Her inventor, Emmeline Quill, is the Hollow Queen. I'm not calling Tempest the Hollow Queen. She is completely undescribed, so she can be whoever the reader wants her to be.
Oh.
Tempest loves Halloween. It is a sacred holiday to her. There used to be a time where she threw the best Halloween parties in town, but the last couple of years she's had shitty boyfriends who have ruined that experience for her. And then last year, her boyfriend, who was a djinn, got mad at her over some petty bullshit and trapped her in his lamp on Halloween. I know, right?
That'll learn you.
Yeah.
And she had to sit in there and listen as her guests knocked and eventually walked away. And she was so pissed that when she got out of the bottle, she told him she wished she'd never seen him again. And because he was a genie, her wish was his command, and she never saw him again. Good fucking riddance to the djinn for doing that shit. But she still loves Halloween, and she says it's because, quote, "Ever since I was a little baby witch offering my soul to Satan in exchange for power at the age of 3, Halloween has been my day." We have a 2.5-year-old daughter. Can you imagine our little baby being like, "Hail Satan"?
No.
Well, and not only that, but that it sticks. That it's like,
yeah.
All right, the thing that you said when you're 3, when you're eating paste and like you don't like, nope, that's all time. You're locked into that.
Yep, forever.
You gotta
Satan
respect
is your
that.
master. You're still, right. You can't even pee in the potty yet.
Right.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he was like, I don't give a shit. What the fuck do I care about age? I'm Satan.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. So this year, Tempest is determined to throw the best Halloween party ever to make up for the past couple of years. No lovers, no distractions, no problems. It's going to be an incredible night. So she decorates using magic. She decorates her home extravagantly. So the whole house and the grounds, there are mounted jack-o'-lanterns with twisted vine bodies that will bow at the guests when they walk up the drive. And there is a Frankenstein's monster there to take their coats. The ceiling has been enchanted to look like a night sky with bats and witches flying through it, and ancient horrors peering out from behind the stars. Fucking brilliant, man.
William Shatner in the corner.
William Shatner. I'm
You
sorry.
said ancient horrors.
I'm just picturing like going to the Spirit Halloween and being like, "Where's your ancient horror section?" Like, do you have the animatronics that are just ancient horrors peering out from behind the stars? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I really want to shake my guests their souls tonight. Can you show them something that they were never supposed to have knowledge of?
Anything eldritch, perhaps?
Where do you keep your horrors beyond comprehension?
I have to walk into a Spirit Halloween next week to shop for my kids, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that now. Like, "Hey, excuse me, where do you keep horrors beyond human comprehension, please?"
Are they in the back?
Show me something that will split my mind in twain.
Yep. If I'm not walking out here frothing at the mouth and completely insane, it's not worth it.
Guaranteed they have it for $49.99. They're like,
oh, yeah.
Here you go.
They have everything there, all in that defunct Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
So it's those. What other decorations do we have? We have a murder clown in the bathroom behind the shower curtain, which is my least favorite. Clowns are my nemesis. I can't take it.
Yeah.
The toilet paper comes out of a mummy. A mummy to dispense toilet paper.
Out of or off of?
Off of, I guess.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah. The trees in the backyard have ghostly grins, and a grim reaper peers from the shadows at the back of the property. Everything is set. Everything is wonderful, but as the party starts to approach, Tempest uses one last spell to like finish, just like decorate. I don't know,
less
I don't know.
flourish.
No, that's
what
the
Latin
sound it
is,
makes.
but
That's
like,
the sound it makes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows.
Just chucks some magic around to finish off so that she can get ready because she wants to jump scare the first couple of guests that she has. So 8 o'clock rolls around and no one is there. And then 8:30, no one is there. And she is freaking out because she thinks her reputation has been ruined since her shitty boyfriend made her party not happen last year. So she starts to cry. And then a gruff voice from behind her says, there. And a warm hand rubs her shoulder, and she turns around to find Frankenstein's monster, a sheet ghost, and the creepy clown are all now sentient and breathing and alive.
Wow.
So I guess her last spell is just a little too good because she has made life.
There's a misfire.
And I mean, I don't want to
she
get
has,
too ahead of this, but I assume they're horny also.
Oh, God, yes. Of course they are.
Aren't we all
Yeah.
at this point? I mean, come on.
The moment you gain sentience, that's the first thing. That's
Oh, yeah.
the first thing on the list.
It's just, I could fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Step 1,
my God.
perceive your own existence. Step 2, get it in.
Oh my God. Okay. So the decorations are all alive. All of them. Everything I've mentioned, plus stuff I didn't mention.
But I'm sure you will.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'll get to it eventually. Is all alive. And they call her mistress. She is their master. She is the dark power of Satan flowing through her, and she made life, so she's their mistress now. And they're very concerned about her. They want to know what they can do to cheer her up. Carl knows what's coming.
They are.
Yeah. They tell
Hey.
her that it doesn't matter if other people are too caught up in their own lives to be at her party. They will have their own party.
Oh my God.
This book was so good. I don't even know what to tell you, man. It's so clever, and
No, I love it.
there's like no pretense. She's
Yeah,
just like, yep,
just
we're gonna
right into
we're gonna
it.
fuck a bunch of monsters. We're just doing this. So she's pulled into a big hug by Frankenstein's monster, whom she calls Frank for the rest of the book, so that I don't have to call him Frankenstein's monster the whole time. Lips come from behind and trail up her neck, and shit is getting horny already.
Page 3.
Yeah, I think this was like page 9 or
There you go.
something. Frank pulls her up into a kiss, and from there it's just fucking strap in and strap on, kids, because it's not going to stop from here on out. This book, it was like 10 pages of setup and an orgy, and that was it. It was great.
Amazing.
And then what happened?
What follows is 50 pages of a Halloween decoration orgy. I'm just writing it down so that we can riff, because all of it was amazing. That's what my notes say. So there you go. I made bullet points.
Yeah, I'm trying not to look ahead.
Yeah. Frankie is an excellent kisser. Good job, Frank.
Wow.
The jack-o'-lanterns outside are voyeurs, and they look in through the window. The Grim Reaper from
Oh
the
my
backyard
God.
is now inside, and he uses his scythe to cut her clothes off of her body.
Wow.
Just shing.
And she just throws him off.
Wow.
Surprising absolutely no one on this podcast. Everybody has a huge cock.
Sure.
Of course,
Of
yes.
course they do. Of course they
Sure.
do.
We always have to do a dick report here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, they're all just gigantic this time.
Comically?
Comically large.
Okay.
There's also one that's, we'll get to it. It's disturbing. The sentient skeletons provide back scratches and tummy scratches. They just sort of gently scratch her to help her relax, which is like so nice. But it's also, this is an orgy. Why are we like rubbing
Right.
each other's backs?
Now,
Okay,
I've never been to an orgy. Maybe that's a thing.
maybe it is. Maybe there's just like a Scritchies room.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard for me to imagine, like, are they just not getting more involved because they just lack the flesh parts? So, like, are they upset that they don't have
I know,
dicks anymore?
yeah.
Or
Yeah, they don't have dicks. Like everybody else's dick is out. Even the sheet ghost has like a sheet dick.
Oh God, you could never be a sheet ghost and like have a clandestine boner.
Oh my God,
you couldn't. It wouldn't be possible.
Never thought of that in my life. That's incredible.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Sheet ghost with a big erection right in the middle.
But even like I'm sorry, I'm still hung up on the skeletons. Like, I guess they probably can't even like finger her because that would just be painful.
Very sharp.
Just like
bone.
Very sharp.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got to make sure your fingernails are trimmed and not. You can't go in there with straight bone.
Yeah, you can't just do bone. So
no.
I guess back scratching is really all they can do.
Yeah.
No, you get down to like the tips of the phalanges; they are just pointy little nothings.
Yeah, I don't want that anywhere near my tender bits.
Yeah, don't get that near my area.
Yeah,
get out of my area. I don't want that near me. Okay, here's the thing that almost made me put this book down because I just could not handle it. The clown, the creepy clown.
Oh God.
His dick makes a slide whistle noise when he gets an erection. It is bright red.
Let's go.
And when he strokes it, it sounds like he's squeezing his nose. It's honk, 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 honk.
That's amazing. And
you're a clown.
I was going to say, have you seen anything like this in the local LA clown scene?
No, I was going to say, not having read this personally, I'm still just curious, like, when do the nominations go out for the Man Booker Prize? Like, this is like really, this is groundbreaking stuff that I would have never considered in a million years. And it's astonishing. I love it.
It's brilliant. It's beautiful. This is how I feel about all of these books.
Yeah.
She gets it. You get it.
No, it's amazing. I love about romance. There's no fucking boundaries. There's no boundaries.
No, there really aren't. As long as your trigger warnings are in order and your consent's in place.
Right.
You're good.
Yeah.
Some of the most clever and creative shit I've ever heard has come from her explaining these books to me.
Mm-hmm. You should have seen his face when I did the one about the sentient door.
A woman fucked a door.
Oh yeah,
shit.
she fucked a door.
Like just the knob or the whole door?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he turned into a man. He was a were-door. He turned into a man.
His dad was Zeus because his dad got horny and fucked a tree and he became a door.
Wow.
See?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Sometime in January, by the way, we're also doing another sentient object romance. We're doing Stuffed, which is a sentient pillow romance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
All right.
Like a life size, like a body pillow, like one of those anime pillows.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be incredible. All right, okay. So continuing on.
I'm sorry. The honking, the honking slide whistle dick. I'm just really like.
God.
I'm astonished by this, and I'm and I know a lot of people who would be very interested in this.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I imagine the awkward first dates that this poor clown has if it's going well, and all of a sudden, did you hear a slide whistle just now? No, I didn't hear anything. Nope.
Right.
She's got another one coming out soon called Jacked Up, about a sentient Jack in the Box. That one should be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Latrexa Nova does a lot of sentient objects and like creative porn.
Yeah, she does.
I like her. I enjoy her very much.
That's cool.
Okay, so let's see. The witches flying through the enchanted sky ceiling watch as they pleasure themselves with their brooms.
Great.
One of them straight up was like with the broom in her pussy. I was like, whoa, damn. That's how you get splinters. Holy shit. Don't do that.
I'm sure she prepared.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little lacquer.
Lacquer?
It's probably
just a real good sanding.
I mean, she's magic. It's probably like self-lubing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. If I was a witch, I would probably make sure that my broom was self-lubing.
Yeah. What are the ingredients for that spell?
1 part silicone, 1 part suspension oil. I don't know.
1 part Kentucky jelly.
Kentucky jelly.
See, listeners, the abbreviations for the state of Kentucky are KY.
Thank you so much for explaining that joke, honey.
You're welcome.
It was really
So kind
good.
of you.
It was really
You're welcome.
good.
Thank you.
feel like I learned recently that the joke, or not the joke, but the stereotype of witches riding brooms is because women used to hump their brooms. And so like just to masturbate, they would just hump their brooms. But a woman seeking sexual pleasure of any kind made her a witch.
Sure.
So witches ride brooms.
That part totally tracks, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That makes so much sense.
Who would you rather... I mean, back in that era, what was the main character, the main dude from the Crucible, the John
Proctor.
John Proctor. Would you rather mess with, if your choices are John Proctor or a broom?
It would be Goody Proctor, and we'd be doing it with the devil in the woods at night.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's see. The Grim Reaper, whose hands are icy cold, and Frankenstein, who has warm hands, finger her to an orgasm that is so powerful she loses consciousness.
Wow.
And she wakes up.
I can't wait to hear how she wakes up.
She wakes up to the clown eating her out, and every time his nose hits her pelvis, it makes a honking sound.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
He's trying his best, okay?
He is. And, he's doing a fantastic job.
He
just...
he can only work with what he has. Like, it's...
The clown is like the best part of this, and I hate clowns, so he's great because I like him. Let's see. A vampire arrives on the scene.
Oh, shit.
And declares, I want to fuck her hard.
Wow.
So she floats up into the air. I don't know how, but she starts floating.
Who cares?
To fuck the vampire mid-air.
Okay.
He fucks her, he bites her, and then he comes in her. And then a curvy witch from the sky comes on down to sit on her face. We are equal opportunity orgy here.
Yeah.
So the witch is going to sit on Tempest's face now. And she's like a hot, curvy redhead, so it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Just floating down. Is anybody sitting right there?
Right.
Do you mind?
Is the seat taken?
Yeah.
I was going to say I was surprised that the witches were just, masturbating this whole time and that none of them were trying to get involved. So.
Oh, yeah. They just had to... Yeah. They just had to get up the nerve to fly out of their enchanted ceiling and come on down and get in on the action.
Right.
Let's see. The clown. The clown has a lapel flower filled with lube.
Oh, my God.
And he fucks her in the ass with his honking red cock.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait to hear what happens when he comes.
Oh, my. I don't remember. I don't think I wrote it down.
It just plays the
probably
carnival music.
It makes that sound from like when you shoot the ducks with the BBs.
Pating. Pating.
But it like that. Pating.
Sounding a little lazy and lax there. See, the jack-o'-lanterns with viney tendrils are they start tendriling their way through the windows, and we're getting a little too close to tentacle play for Carl's liking at this point because it's basically tentacles. They hold her open, like they hold her legs open.
Okay.
One of them like tendrils around a cock and like makes the cock like ridged while it's fucking her.
Oh, wow. It gives it's like a viney cock ring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Huh.
They're all just here to help.
Huh, Erin said. I want that to be
It's really ingenious.
when we take out our full page ad in Variety for your consideration.
Yeah.
I want the blurb just at the top to just be, in quotes, huh. Erin Callahan.
Yeah.
With an exclamation point. So you know that it's an excited huh.
Oh, yeah.
Not confused huh.
Very approving. Approving huh.
Exactly. And then a quote from your mother.
Oh, my mother?
It's just your name, all caps, Catherine.
It would probably say, well, honey, I support you.
Dot.
You say pussy so much?
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a reason my mom doesn't listen to this podcast, and it's because if she heard me say pussy, she'd have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
That's fair.
Let's see. A black widow woman, like Catan from Ensnared, so a giant spider centaur lady, pulls Tempest up into a giant web, sticks her to it like a big fly, and eats her out, and then fists her until she comes again. I am not kidding. This shit is wild.
This is what, episode 32, 33?
33.
33 of the show. It's our first fisting, I think.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It is our first fisting.
We saved that for you.
I'm honored. I am really
I'd like to thank my my fans.
I'd like to thank Jesus for getting me to this point in my life.
Is it technically a fisting when it's an arachnid though? Like does she have hands, or is it just like?
I am unclear, but because they say that she's like a centaur kind of spider, I assume she has at least 2 human hands.
Okay.
Like we read an alien spider romance called Ensnared, and he had 2 sets of human hands.
Gotcha.
Or
in addition to the
human-like
spider
hands.
legs.
Yeah. In addition to his spider legs.
Okay.
Yes. Let's see. The mummy climbs up into the web, unwraps his dick, and it's gilded in gold. It's gold and gilded with like hieroglyphics stamped onto it and shit. And he sticks his cock in her mouth. She sucks his cock while she's being fisted by a spider woman.
She got that dead pharaoh dick.
Seriously.
Yeah.
When he eventually comes, he also comes gold. Like, she tastes metallic in her mouth. So, hooray, I guess. Good for you, King Cock.
That's a different book entirely. That's a
King Cock?
a monkey.
Oh, giant
monkey.
That would be, giant ape creature.
Yeah.
King Cock. Somebody write that. One of my listeners who's a writer, please write King Cock for me. She is then blindfolded with, I believe some of the mummy wrap is used to blindfold her, and she is DP'd by unknown decorations. I don't know who they are. I don't know. She didn't know either, but I'm pretty sure the werewolf is in her ass right now.
I just want to say I'm really impressed with how resourceful they all are, and like how they're working together to make this happen.
It's a group effort. They are a team.
Pumpkin, give me that vine.
Yeah.
Can you wrap your shit around my dick?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, dude. Tighter.
Because they could be competing. They could be,
They could.
but they're really
they're
working
all just
together
here to make Tempest feel better.
That's great.
Yep.
They just want to make her feel better.
They want to make Mistress happy.
Yeah.
God bless them. Bless them all. There are many, many orgasms and many, many cum shots from way too many partners for me to keep track of. I didn't write it down, but this scene eventually ends, and then Satan shows up.
Yes.
Our Dark Lord Master, Satan, who is big and beefy and red and has horns. Again, they do not clarify whether he has cloven feet. I want a demon with cloven feet.
Yep.
At some point on this
Yeah.
show. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. I want him to walk around the kitchen and sound like a little pony.
And to like stomp the earth as he's getting ready to go. Okay, get ready.
Yep. That kicking back thing that horses do. Yeah. And then charge.
Yeah.
Right at your pussy.
And then eat a bowl of oats when he's done.
Yep.
Just dry oats. Munching on dry oats. It's your post-orgasmic snack.
I'm real thirsty. Can I get some water? Here,
do you have a
glass?
trough?
No, do you have like a...
So I'm so sorry I jumped on your punchline.
No.
I'm so sorry.
We do it all the time.
That's why you're here.
Okay.
That's why you're here.
It's so good. Yeah.
We're not competing. We're all here for comedy joy.
So Satan is here to ask why he didn't receive his invitation to this party.
Tempest.
So apparently you're supposed to invite Satan to all your parties. You have to do a little ritual to be like, "Hail Satan, full of sin, you are my master. Please come to my birthday."
Please bring a dish to pass.
Yeah, please bring a dish to pass. It's BYOB, and please don't park in the street. My
stands
neighbors
for
get mad.
Beelzebub.
Yes, it does. So Tempest forgot to do the invitation ritual because she thought it was just like a formality you had to do, like praying before dinner. Like she just forgot to do it. So now it's time for punishment.
Wow.
But punishment, it's
Sure.
not going to be, so he manifests his like torture array and is like, pick one. You get to pick. And so she picks a beaded flogger, and then she climbs up on a table and gets on her hands and knees. And we suddenly went like, this was already pretty like extreme, like sexual to begin with, but now we're in like BDSM world in a really intense scene that I wasn't expecting. I just was like, holy shit. Okay. we're gonna do this. Rated XXX for extremely kinky, dirty sex at this point. The kink is spectacular, though, in terms of like the consent. The consent is continuous without feeling forced or clunky. Like the scene continues to flow really well. So we have safe word pumpkin. We won't be needing that, but we have it just in case. He tells her to pick how many lashes she's going to receive, and she says 30.
Whoa.
What? Wow. Okay. Brave girl. 30 lashes. Then there's degradation, pain, and punishment in this scene. Every decoration is watching and jacking it.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, was what are the other decorations doing?
Yeah, what are they doing? They're here for it. They're into it. They're like just surrounding and jacking it.
What's the point of sentient decorations if they're not all jacking it?
Yeah, right? Or jilling it, I guess, because there are
you go.
there
Put
are
that on a fortune
vagina
cookie.
having decorations.
Yep,
yes,
there
put
you
that
go.
on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So one of the werewolves comes on the floor. Like, he's jacking it, and he comes on the floor, and Satan's like, did I say you could do that? He gets real mad. He calls the werewolf up. He makes the werewolf lick it off the floor.
Oh.
Carl, please pick your microphone up. I thought he was just gonna bounce. He was just gonna be done. Goodbye.
Well, it was that or rub his nose in it.
Yeah.
Well, he is a werewolf. Yeah.
What did you do?
Bad dog.
Don't make me get the spray bottle.
Exactly. So then Satan declares that if anybody else needs to come, they're going to do it on Tempest, which makes my next bullet point make so much more sense because it just says monster bukkake.
All caps, one space between each letter to just really emphasize.
Monster bukkake, which is where I was texting my friend Gwen, author Gwendolyn Harper, earlier. Like, hey, I have a quick question. Is it bukkake if it's not just your face? Like, if it's your whole body? Because she writes smut, so she's gonna be my like smut encyclopedia.
Sure.
She was like, I'm not sure. She had to Google it. Like, now I'm on another Google watch list, I guess, because I had to Google bukkake some more.
Yeah, incognito mode doesn't get you out of bukkake lists.
No. Oh, every author that I know is on at least a couple of watch lists. Frickin' the book I'm reading for next week, she's probably on the number one watch list. Like, be careful of Miss Johnson. We're not entirely sure.
Oh, that's right. We're doing Ari's book.
Yeah, we're doing Ari's book next week. Okay, so back to this one. Okay, so then she gets like 10 more lashes. I can't remember why. She gets 10 more lashes. She takes them all. She's loving this. Like, she can't wait to admire the bruises when she's done. She's real excited about seeing what Satan has done to her by lashing her across the back and ass. So she's happy. Good for her. And then my next bullet point just says, you ever been fucked by Satan while a bunch of monsters take turn fucking your mouth? You ever?
No.
You ever?
Not
Well,
recently.
I mean, God, if I had to put a date on it.
Yeah.
Probably the last time I was in hell.
I wasn't
Basically.
prepared to go through my whole life story, but
Well, if we got the time.
Yeah.
I always have the time to talk about fucking Satan.
That's amazing. Wait, here's my one thing with this is that how did she not know if she pledged herself to Satan at 3 years old? She's been a bride of Satan for however many years, right? How does she not know that this was proper Satan etiquette? Like, wouldn't this have come up before? I don't know.
Great question. I would love to hear that. It sounds like something that if you pledged yourself to Satan at 3, that's the kind of talk you have with your parents at like 15 or 16.
Right.
That's the talk. Now listen, you're going to go through some changes and some experiences. Just make sure you invite Satan.
Yeah.
He just wants to feel involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just wants to feel included.
Just don't leave him out. Like,
yeah.
You're your own person, but like,
If you leave him out, he's gonna fuck you.
He's gonna manifest a torture rack.
In that case, I'm never inviting him to anything. I don't.
Right.
Sounds like a real asshole.
Right.
Oh my God. So eventually this ends and she comes so hard that she has a seizure. She passes out and her consciousness floats away, just like away. She's like, I'm just floating in a sea of endless pleasure in the void of the universe. I am my third eye right now. Like, I am.
Wow.
This is perfect. I love everything about this. She is like completely covered in monster cum and getting fucked by Satan, and she's having the best time of her life. The best.
That's
good
amazing.
for you, Tempe.
Yeah.
I hope the jack-o'-lanterns came candy corn.
Oh my God, I hope they did too.
I hope they came at all. Like, they didn't. Like, how does anything work with them? Like, how?
Oh,
I don't know. I hope somebody came candy corn.
Everybody comes in. I think it's liquid. Most of it is all liquid. But if the clown is doing anything right, it should be a series of scarves tied together.
Yes. Incredible.
And then you can use them as napkins.
Incredible.
It's
it never
very
ends.
useful.
That's right. The bit goes on far too long. Everyone's irritated by it. That's the essence of clown, and that's what we should have. That's incredible. That's incredible.
You're not truly a clown until everyone around you wants you to stop.
Yes. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's beautiful.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. Wait, but like, how would the skeletons? Like, it's just gonna be like ashes and dust if they come, right?
That's what I was thinking.
They
like
don't
tiny
contain
bones.
liquid.
I don't know.
They don't have moisture. There's
spinal fluid.
Spinal fluid.
Yeah, maybe.
Bone marrow.
Marrow. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds painful for them.
Yeah.
Either way, everybody's happy. I don't know, but everybody's pleased by the end of this. So that's all that matters to me.
That's really nice.
Tempest comes back to consciousness. Satan is like holding her, like just like gently
little
holding her on
aftercare
the
from
couch.
Satan.
Yeah, she gets some really lovely aftercare from the whole group. They're like petting her hair and like soothing her and like rubbing her back and gently trying to bring her back. And Satan's like, you can't stay there forever. You're going to go mad if you stay in the orgasm place. You have to come back here now.
Wow.
And then Satan very suddenly passes her to Frankie to storm off into the corner and just start screaming at nothing.
What?
And so it takes Tempest a second because she's all like post fuck haze blissful to realize that her ex-boyfriend, the Djinn, whose name is Alamar, when they broke up, she said, I wish I would never see you again. And he's sneaky because he's a genie, so he's just invisible now. Oh, little prick.
Was he the ghost?
He was not the ghost, unfortunately. No. So Tempest is pissed as shit. She stands up and storms over and starts screaming. And again, there's no clarification. I'm assuming she's still naked and covered in monster cum. She's just pointing her finger and screaming.
And you know, she's also probably got slightly the wrong angle too, because she can't see him.
Yeah.
You know, she's probably like pointing like slightly to his right. And it's like, how the fuck dare you? And he's like, oh, but over here, like turn it over here.
Yeah, slightly to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, how very dare you? Again. At the right angle this time.
Frank just slightly turns her 45 degrees.
So she cusses him out for his bullshit. Satan finally gets him to become visible again so that she can actually talk to him. And he says that he's the reason that none of her guests showed up. When they arrived at her property, he trapped them in a pocket dimension. just to make her life harder because he's a jerk. So she gets super pissed and she tells him to fuck off. She says, I wish you would burn in hell. Oop, he's still a genie. So he goes to hell and Satan turns around and is like, I can't wait to torture that guy. Hooray.
This is going to be great.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, babe.
Gone.
Bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
High five.
Yeah.
So Alamar is gone. Satan is very pleased because he's never had the opportunity to torture a djinn before. So he's like, "Oh, yay. We'll get to see what this is like." And then the doorbell rings and the guests are here. They have been released from Alamar's pocket dimension and they're here for the party. It's definitely long after midnight. It is no longer Halloween. They've been having an orgy for hours, but she just opens the door. She's like, come on in, guys.
And they're like, no, we're good.
Right?
You're covered in semen.
She's covered in cum. And she like spells some clothes onto herself, Like she just does a.
Does she spell herself a shower?
That's what I thought.
Oh
it is never clarified. For all I know, she is just sticky and itchy and doesn't smell very good. Like aromatic, yeah. There's never, like I said, there's never any clarification about the fluids. It's not all on her. Some of it's got to be on the house,
right?
Yeah,
on the decorations themselves. I don't know if they're still sentient or if they've gone back.
That was going to be my next question. Like, are they all still trying to fuck? Like, are they? Did they like calm down? Are they done?
That was my question. I don't know. I still don't know. There's no clarification given. I can only imagine that like the party came in and then everybody got fucked because we never turned off the horny sentient objects.
Yeah, it's really important to flip that switch at the end of the night.
Yes.
Like you can't forget about that. Your neighbors will be pissed.
You left your monster orgy sign on again.
Tempest, how many times do I have to tell you I don't want to get fucked by your ghost friends?
The fucking swamp monster is tapping at my back window trying to get at my wife.
I thought that was going to be a euphemism. It's tapping at your back window.
Is that your swamp monster tapping at my back window?
Oh, wah, wah. Anyway, so that's basically the end of the book. Like it closes out with like this final like, and that's all, folks, with like five or six puns in the final paragraph.
God, amazing. Yes.
And that's it. And Latrexa Nova is my hero. You are my hero. I pledge my loyalty to you, Latrexa.
Now you have to invite her to every party.
I do. From now on, I have to do a little spell to invite Latrexa Nova to all my parties. Oh my God! So that was Monster Mash. Thank you so much for coming on that journey with me.
Incredible. You know what? Prior to this experience, I was ready to say that written language was a mistake. This has completely changed my mind on it. I'm so glad that I'm literate. And that this exists.
Picked a great day to learn to read.
Yes.
Oh, God.
What a great day to understand English.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Well, let's all take a minute to compose ourselves before I ask the room.
Yes.
What are you into?
All right. So every week we talk about anything that we are into, anything at all. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be book related or smut related. So let's start with our guest. Erin, what are you into?
So right now I am into Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian.
Oh, nice.
As a book, because it is he's just one of the greatest writers who ever lived, I think, and I'm really enjoying it. I love all of his books that I've read, and this is my first time reading this one. So that, and then also I would say, yeah, I'm always happy to talk more about clown because I am really into that. But yeah, those are two things.
There you go. I love that she mentioned Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
Because we just did an interview with an author, and we had mentioned in the episode where we covered one of her books that it was sort of like a smutty Cormac McCarthy book because it was very bleak but very horny.
Yes.
Ooh.
So it was sort of fortuitous that you actually mentioned.
Yep, that was when we interviewed Gwendolyn Harper for her zombie apocalypse romance series. Very bleak, very horny.
Interesting.
Very good. Always recommend those.
Cool.
Yes.
What are you into?
I am into Halloween. Yes. Halloween decorations. Not because of this fucking book, but because I went to Target last week and dropped like $200 on Halloween decorations and my house looks amazing now and I'm so excited about
it's
that.
The best. Halloween is the best holiday.
It is. And most of my decorations, like my inside decorations, stay up all year round. So like, you know, I keep my spices in mason jars shaped like skulls, and I have like they're little statues, but they look taxidermied bugs and stuff like all over my house.
I love that.
But now I have a neon pink and yellow skeleton crawling out of my lawn, and I think it's the best. I love it.
That's
so happy.
So fun. Can I just share that I recently was like reading from someone I follow who was like, my 3-year-old is insisting on bringing the outdoor skeletons inside because she says they're part of our family. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I love that.
That's so cute. There for a while there was a series of posts on Facebook that I saw because I follow this graphic novel artist who she said that at one point her daughter was really, really into this plastic skull, and she took it everywhere. It was like her best friend.
Oh, wow.
And people were sharing pictures of the weird shit their kids had formed an incredible attachment to, like bananas, rolled up balls of paper, one of those big plastic owls that you put on your roof to keep birds away.
That's great.
Kids are weird. They love shit like that.
Yeah.
I think it's the best.
They also
so funny.
Have you guys had the moment with your child yet where your child has like accessed the other dimension and has said, "Hey, the man is talking to me again," or something? You know what I mean? Like the creepy things that kids say sometimes.
No, I've caught our son. We have a 5 and a 2-year-old, or like 5.5, 2.5, and I've caught him sort of like staring, like at corners. And he did tell me that S is the number purple one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was about 4 when he said that. Yeah. But no, we haven't had any of those. We did. The closest to it was one time when our son was still in a crib. He got out of his crib, and my wife, Katie, right here. You might remember her from the last hour.
30 seconds ago.
Right. His bedroom is to the right of our door. And so she sees me get up and look to the right and then look left and go, "Hello." And it was our son who had crawled out of his crib quietly and had gone and started to go downstairs. And he was under 3 years old because he stopped sleeping in a crib when he was 3. So that's the closest.
Wow. Interesting.
I guess the closest for me is he went through a period where instead of saying goodnight, he would say goodbye.
Yeah.
And every night I'd be like, "Good night, buddy. I'd love you." He'd say, "Goodbye, mommy." And I would go, "Okay." Do you know something I don't know?
Yes. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Hilarious. I expect more from the 3-year-old, our youngest, our girl child, because she has a more active imagination.
Okay.
Than the boy child. And I expect her to say some just wild shit to me at some point. I don't know what it is. Right now, she tries to serve me many colors of ice cream. But eventually, she'll be like, "Mommy, there's a lady in my closet."
Right, yeah.
Okay. Great.
Let me go get the salt. So, Carl, you actually haven't answered that question yet. What are you into?
I am into Maria Bamford's memoir, Sure, I'll Join Your Cult.
Yes. I love Banff.
I do
love
too.
Her.
I just started reading it, and I'm only like maybe 20, 25 pages into it, and it is already peak Bamford. She is one of the most amazing, impressive comedians. She and Bo Burnham have changed my mind about what is and is not comedy.
Yeah.
She has been doing it a lot longer and has really just like her special with just her parents and like her raw honesty and her openness with her struggles with mental health and everything. And it's so fascinating that she is so open and honest and also hilarious at the same time.
She's incredible.
She's very talented.
And she's also a very, very generous artist. She still loves open mics. And she even, I paid $10 last year to see her do an hour of brand new material. After which she hosted a comedy mic that I got to perform in. So
that's amazing.
She introduced me.
She said my name.
Yeah. It was so trippy. It was so cool. And she was like so supportive of all of these, newer comics. And like, she's just a wonderful, wonderful person.
Oh yeah, no, she is one of those people that when the time comes when she is no longer with us, that one will sting. She has just been such an amazing, transcendent person. I wish more people. She jokes in the book. She's like, you might be reading this and wondering who the hell I am. I'm famous enough to be offered a book deal, but not necessarily famous enough for you to know who I am. And that's fat. She mentioned something about open mics in there. Like she got roped into or tried to get roped into a cult, and everybody was like standing up, like telling their sad stories. And she's like, "I go to open mics for this. I don't need.
Exactly.
I'm going to give my time to the room,
exactly,
so to speak. So yeah, if if you want an amazing experience, read Sure, I'll Join Your Cult by Maria Bamford. Go check out any of her comedy wherever you can find it. Go Google her. She's amazing, and I love her to death.
I also recommend her podcast with Jackie Cation, The Dork Forest.
Yes.
Ooh.
There you
love
go.
a good
Very
podcast.
Good.
Now, speaking of podcasts, you are going to be on another podcast coming up. You're not sure the release date, but you're on you recently recorded an episode of a podcast called Under the Apron.
Yes, I did.
Which is about sort of like food service industry horror stories, correct?
Yeah, horror stories and success stories and fun stories, but yeah, just stories and experiences from that industry, from working front of house at restaurants, bars, hotels, etc.
Yeah.
Wow.
We all did it. You did some food service.
Yeah.
I did some food service.
I worked at Little Caesars and Subway. Those were my
Nice. Always good. I think it benefits everybody to do at least one tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think some countries have compulsory military service.
Right.
I think we should have compulsory retail. You can pick one, retail or food service.
100% agree.
And then from there, you can sort of class out.
Right. Yeah.
You know, what's your MOS? your sort of military occupational specialty there. But
I sell sporting goods. That was
Right.
what I was going to say before I had an absolute mental breakdown.
But since you sort of let that dribble out, I'll just go ahead and say,
Fuck.
Dribble.
Dribble.
God damn it. You guys are hilarious. You can find us on social media. Wait, what? Did I forget something?
No, I want to talk about next week's book because it's a big deal.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. That's never happened to me before.
Oh my God.
It's totally normal. It happens to everyone. You really don't have to be embarrassed.
I prematurely ended my podcast. Go ahead.
Okay, so next week we are reading Till Death Do Us Part by R.E. Johnson, but it is a cheap smut first. I have an advanced reader copy of this book. Our episode will come out on October 30th, but the book itself does not come out until Halloween, October 31st. So you can either listen and decide you don't want to read it, or listen, decide you do want to read it, and pre-order that shit. And then read it and then come back and listen to our podcast. You know what I'm saying? But it is a horror romance. It is a revenge horror romance with like deep, dark, gross, serial killery stuff.
Ooh.
I'm having a great time. I don't like horror movies, but I am finding that I really enjoy horror books. And this one is great. So I very much look forward to telling everybody that story next week. Now Carl can close this episode out.
You can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and TikTok at Cheap Smut. If you would like to email the show, you can do so, cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. If you would like to purchase this book, you can go to our Linktree, which is on our Instagram profile, or just go to Linktree/CheapSmut, and the link to this book will be at the top of that. The music that you hear in this and every episode is called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. You can find it along with thousands of other songs free of charge for you to use at the Free Music Archive, freemusicarchive.org. Erin Callahan, thank you so goddamn much. This was a fucking blast. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh no, thank you so much. I had the best time,
great.
and I truly believe that this is why the Gutenberg printing press was created. This is the pinnacle. Can't get better.
Nope, we've reached it. We've reached the peak. We've reached the peak. It's been amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Listener.
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
If there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now we're done, Carl. Now we're done.
Thank you.